Hey everybody, welcome back to B-Dub's Disc Golf. It is that time of year again where it's Christmas in February, almost March, where I get my Prodigy Membership Club box in the mail. I've actually been sitting on this for about a week or more. Like I said, it's been a busy time of life, but it's time to hopefully get some more videos out there and get going. But very excited. I have opened the box, but I have not looked inside of it. So we're going to get my reactions to the disc in real time. Keep in mind that there's multiple discs in the bag that come from this box. My PA2, one of my favorite discs in the world, came from this box. My Kittyzilla, my H7, came from this box. My M3 came from this box. And so maybe there's a disc in here that will also make my bag, and we'll see what happens. I'm still sad that I can't get another M3 that I've got from this box, but maybe one day they will eventually start mass producing the M3, just like they started mass producing the Kittyzilla H7, which was originally only found from the Prodigy Membership Club. So let's see what we got here. Once again, there is something in here besides a disc. This shirt that I'm wearing right now is from a membership club. This hat is from a membership club. So if you haven't figured out by now, I really love being a member of the Prodigy Membership Club. Even though I'm no longer on the Prodigy Street Team, I still throw Prodigy, and I still like getting this Christmas gift in February. So here's what we have. We have a birdie bag. And so I don't know if I have tried the birdie bag, but I will give it a shot. And one of the things that I do have a whale sacks. I like whale sacks a lot. And the reason why I like whale sacks is because they're not chalky. They do dry my hand, but they do it without leaving a huge mess or dust everywhere. And I like them. I like them a lot. So I have actually multiple whale sacks. Right now, I exclusively use whale sacks to dry my hands and playing disc golf, but I've never tried a birdie bag. So this is pretty cool. And then looks like we have a cotton blend filter pocket gator. I'll be honest with you, I actually not sure what this is for. Going, what do you mean, Brett? You don't know what this is for? This is ridiculous. I don't know what this is for. So it's a Carhartt cotton blend filter pocket gator. And so here it is. What? All right, so maybe because I don't have a lot of Carhartt products in my life, maybe because I've never worn a gator. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to look this up on YouTube or look it up on the interwebs.
Winter without a buff is like climbing Everest without a jacket. Stick around for these 6 ways that I use a neck gaiter in winter. Probably the most common way to use a buff is just as a neck gaiter to keep your neck warm.
And see what the heck I'm supposed to do with this gaiter. And it has a pocket. So there we go. It has a pocket on this gator. So what do you think? Leave in the comments. Is this a cool thing? Is this something that I should like? Should I be more excited about this? Because right now I am not. So please tell me in the comments if I should be more excited about getting a gator in my bag. Other than it being free, I don't know what else to say. And now the piece de resistance, the box.
What's in the box?
So once again, we have this like a little magnet thing, which I like a lot. And we bring it up and see what we have here. We have a little sticker, a little softy, pretty cool. We have PA3, like one of the most popular discs to get from Prodigy. And it looks like we have 6 discs in this box. And so, like I said, these boxes, when you get them all year, they average around 85 bucks. And 6 discs plus swag and bags and stuff, I'm telling you, it's a great deal. So I don't get anything from Prodigy for saying this, but you need to check out the Prodigy Membership Club box because I personally think it's awesome. So what do we have? clear some space in my trunk a little bit. We are going to start off with Lil Softy. Lil Softy, and let me read about it. Lil Softy, we're thrilled to bring you the PA3 300 Ultra Soft. These were made in the early days of testing and development. These softies will be a one-of-a-kind addition to your bag. So PA3, look at that. I mean, it is, I have never thrown a disc this bendy, this super soft, and it feels sticky in my hand right now. And so there's the PA3. You can see that bead. Very popular disc. I putt with a PA3, but I don't know if I would ever putt with this Ultra Soft. Like I said, it feels very sticky and extremely, but the nice thing about this, I would assume low roll potential as a result of this softness and this bendability. So we'll have to throw it and see what it's like. Next up is that we have an X3 distance driver. It says final run. Let's read about it. Last fall, we announced that the X3 distance driver would no longer be in production. So we're launching it one last time in 400G plastic. So look at that profile of the X3. It's a very fast disc, and so you're gonna have to get this up to speed if you want it to fly the way you want it to. It's gummy. The plastic feels all right. It doesn't feel as sticky as the soft plastic with the PA3 that I just got, but it is a little gummy, a little stickiness to it, and we'll have to give it a shot and see how this one flies. We've got another D6. Now the last D6 that I got in the box was way too flippy, very unstable, and so when we throw this, we'll see if this is just as unstable as my last D6. It's a pretty cool stamp. Look at that, it's pretty neat. And let's see what it says. Vita X Mortis D6 Reblend. The sustainability of Reblend meets the understability of the D6 for the first time. Take this flippy driver out for a spin with an all-new two-tone stamp. I like the stamp, don't get me wrong, I really like the stamp. But I don't know if I'm gonna like the D6. And I think it's an excellent beginner disc. And so, and if this is super flippy, it won't go in my bag, but you know, we'll see how it goes. So I think this is the feedback mold, and it's a pretty cool mold. It's a little bit overstable. It says keep it 500. And this is the mold for the feedback. It's a pretty cool disc, pretty cool mold. Let's read it. For club members, we wanted to keep it 500 and run this classic stamp on one of our newest releases. And this is Ultra Soft. Look at this, Ultra Soft business. And so again, super sticky, Ultra Soft, but in the feedback mold. I'm also curious, as it's so bendy, does it bend out of shape? Does it always go back to regular shape? And what does that happen over time as you keep bending it, hitting trees, landing on the ground? What happens to the shape of the mold? So I'm very curious. So this is the feedback. Then this is actually one of my favorite stamps. I love the Rip It stamp. I actually will, and I'm sure Prodigy knows this, whenever they put out a new disc that has a new Rip It stamp on it, I almost always buy it. And so it's pretty cool that this came in the box. This is an FX4. It's a mini Rip It. It's a small Rip It. Normally the Rip It is for the entire disc, but it looks like it's got a little mini Rip It. And this is an FX4. I actually really like the FX4. There is an FX4 in my bag. It goes pretty straight and pretty far with a nice finish at the end. It's really got a nice profile. It's this one's a little domey, as you can see. This one is 500 Spectrum. 500 Spectrum is actually one of my favorite plastics. My PA2 that I throw a lot, my Gamma White PA2 is in 500 Spectrum, and I really like the feel of 500 Spectrum. It's a little stiff, but not, to me, overly stiff, and it feels really good in the hand. And this feels great. So we're excited to bring your favorite frog to an all-new version of the FX4. The 750 Spectrum fairway will grab everyone's attention as it soars towards your next birdie. Grip it and rip it. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I think it's very cool. FX4, y'all. Very good disc. Very good disc. Looks like we have another disc in 500 Spectrum, and it is an F2. An F2. So check out that stamp. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool stamp. If you recall, my F2 that I lost a long time ago does not fly like an F2, and I got rid of it. It's no longer in my bag, and I replaced it with an Eagle by Imovie. And so now I'm very curious to see if this F2 will fly the way I think an F2 should fly. And who knows, maybe I'll put this back in my bag if it really does fly like I think an F2 should fly. And it's a pretty cool stamp. Let me read this. The F2 is an underrated gem in the Prodigy F Series lineup. This medium speed, overstable fairway driver boasts a predictable and controllable flight, making it perfect for the most demanding shots. Give it a try in 500 Spectrum Plastic with an all-new 2 foil stamp. Very cool, very cool. But my F2s that I've been throwing lately have not been overstable at all. They've all been flipping on me. They've all been going to the right, which is not what an F2 is supposed to do. So even this says it's an overstable fairway driver, and that's what an F2 is supposed to be, an overstable fairway driver. So we'll have to throw this and see if it actually is what it says and what it's supposed to be. So, hey, hopefully I have time. I'll throw these in the field, see how it works. And I might wait until the morning, get a little bit more light, but hopefully it's all good. But if I don't get out there to throw, hey, if you see me out there on the course, don't forget to say hey. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it when you do that. You know, comment down below, what is your favorite mystery box? Comment down below, what do you think about getting Christmas in February with things like this? And I personally think it's very, very cool. So have a good one. If you don't see me throwing, we'll see you on the next one. Talk to you later. I actually don't have time, but I'm very curious to see how this F2 throws, so I'm going to throw it real quick. That was not the greatest throw in the row, but that is how an F2 is supposed to throw. It's supposed to be overstable. Running out of light, but let's see how it goes on the way back. I got to put it a little bit flatter and see if I can't get it to flip the flat and then turn over. I mean, fade out, which is what I want. That is more of what an F2 is supposed to do. It didn't turn over, it did got flatter, kept going straight, and then finished out. And that's an F2. So very exciting. I might have the F2 back in my bag thanks to Prodigy Membership Club. So I have a moment and I've decided I'm gonna throw the disc. And so this is obviously a different day and I have a field and I'm gonna see what all of these discs fly like. Ready to know that the F2 flies the way it's supposed to? Let's see how the others fly. Start off PA 300, low softy. Stable. Oh, that is beefy. Very beefy. See how it goes to flat and then fades to the left. That is a perfect F2. Flies pretty much like an FX4. Goes straight for the most part. So we'll see how flippy this D6 is. That D6 is not crazy flippy. X3, final run. I have no idea how this is going to go, but I'm assuming it will be overstable. And it is overstable. Very overstable. I did not throw those discs the best, but I also did not throw them horribly. But for the most part, there were really no surprises. I think the D6 is more overstable than I would have guessed, which, as I've said in the past, the previous D6s that I've gotten from these boxes have been way too flippy. So I'm kind of glad that it's not as flippy and it might actually be usable. So we'll see. Will any of these make my bag? F2 maybe. I like the way it flies. Throws this one. Actually, I don't mind throwing the PA3. I don't know. I don't love it. So I threw that with hyzer, but it's definitely an overstable disc. Throwing it into a headwind needs a little bit more stability. Now remember, in the beginning of the F2 flight, it actually flips to flat and then pushes and then goes to the left. Into a headwind, doesn't surprise me that it moves to the right a little bit and then finishes left. I really like the way the F2 flies, I really do. It reminds me of my Eagle, which is in my bag because my previous F2s failed me. So now the question is, do I replace my Eagle with that F2 or do I keep the Eagle in my bag? So I may have to do a head-to-head between Inova's Eagle and the F2 from my club box. FX4 should go mostly straight. It might flip over a little bit in this headwind. And you saw it try to flip a little bit into the headwind, but it didn't completely turn over, this is the feedback. This is a beefy. I'm gonna try to throw it a little bit flat, maybe even with a little Annie on it. It was a touch of hyzer, not a lot. I'll have to play it back to see if my eye is correct. But again, it's a beefy disc. This is the D6 into the headwind. I expect this to turn over all the way. I'm even going to try to put a little hyzer on it. So as you can see, I threw it with some hyzer, turned into a little cut roll. If I would have had a little bit more height on it, I probably would have turned it into a roller and maybe even hit the building. And then last but not least, X3 final run. This should be a little beefy as well. Wind's picking up. Turned over into the headwind. That surprised me. I got a little bit more over on it, but it still surprised me that it turned over into the headwind. Now the wind did pick up, but I just assumed the X3 would be beefy enough to come back, and it wasn't, so a surprise there. So there you have it. Those are the discs and how they fly into a headwind, into a tailwind. The only disc of that bunch that I think might make it into my bag is the F2. I really like the way the F2 flew, but I'm definitely gonna have to compare it to my Eagle, and see which one I like better. And if they're both the same, I gotta go Prodigy because I lean Prodigy. So, hey, thanks for watching. Hope you made it all the way to the end. Hope you liked my little mystery box from my club membership. And do it again in 3 months, and we'll see what we get in the next 3 months. Like I said, I love the Prodigy membership club. I think you should give it a shot. And you save money if you do the whole year. But if you don't want to do the whole year, did I mention that it's windy? So give the membership a try. I think you'd like it. And if you don't want to do it for the whole year to save that 10%, just do one and see if you like it. I think you will. I think there's some, like I said, I got 6 discs. I got a gator, which again, hope you left in the comments to tell me what to do with it. But there's always decent swag, as I mentioned, the hat that I'm wearing, shirts that I wear, socks that I have. I love it. So have a good one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.